Hey, Uncle Deke, take a look at this. We had spent, this is our fourth time trying to launch the X5 because there was like zero wind. That's Z in Canada, by the way. Fourth time I said this is it, and you notice how it just almost skimmed the ground before it took off, but then it took off. And then just a little bit here. Now, what we're doing is we're testing a number of things. I just put in a whole new control system. I'd had an EZOSD with an FY31 AP. They didn't go together. The plane never really flew right. Crashed a lot, but I kept after it. Now I matched the FY31 AP with the Hornet, which is what's supposed to go with it. Okay, now here I just went from, I'd had it in auto circle mode, ACM, you can see that at the bottom. Now it's back into auto balance mode, which is stabilization. I start off in auto circle mode. That gives me a chance to sit down in my chair and get the goggles all straight and everything. Because with Lana and I launching the plane, I do it line of sight to start with. If I had an extra hand, I'd do it with the goggles. But I don't. So here I'm trying to trim the plane. It didn't take much trim. It was amazing. This was a whole new airplane with the right stuff in it. Now, I had this plane from almost day one. And I'd try to, it was kind of a test bed, and it's a great plane. If you don't have one, get one. It's a kind of a handful sometimes. But get the right OSD and stabilization to go with it first. You don't have to have stabilization, but it is kind of squirrely sometimes, and I think it's because the winglets are on an angle. They're not straight up and down. Now, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it can go a little faster maybe, but tip stall's really bad. Last couple of videos you could see that. Oops and oops in the corn. But today we're flying great. A little bit more RPMs to take off, but it was just doing wonderful. Now you can see now that it's trimmed out in auto balance mode. It's flying really smooth. Now, there was a little bit of wind up high, but not bad. I mean, you can still see it's pretty smooth. So we're flying along here, and I'm checking things out, and I couldn't believe how smooth it is. And the camera, I think, worked better than it ever had. I don't know what the story was. Maybe it was just confidence. But with the Hornet and FY31 AP, which is kind of, I believe, is kind of a beginner place to start. However, I noticed it kind of looked like in Ready Made RC yesterday, they're not selling it anymore. I saw the FY31 AP, but no Hornet. I don't know. Of course, things change in this hobby, and it just changes so fast you can't believe it. Now see that bridge? You'll see it a couple of times. I'm staying right over the field. I'm well within the line of sight. I am flying FPV, of course. But I keep looking at this bridge, and one of these days I'm going to fly under it. It'd be a tight fit, but this plane, if I get it all trimmed out right, give it heck, hold it level, I think I can make it under that bridge. So that's my challenge for next year. Make it under the bridge. Either that or it's going to go swimming. Getting a little lower here. We had some people come up on us that from driving off the street. We have a welcome sign. And they come up behind us, and the guy's a little bit older. And he says he used to fly RC, but hadn't for a long time. And of course, this was completely foreign to him. He had no clue what was going on. So I started buzzing the deck a little bit here. And they're pretty fascinated about it. They stayed for another half hour or 45 minutes looking at it and having to explain everything to them. I had the Skywalker and the the other wing there, the Juggernaut, and they will give 'em a tour of each one of them. But boy, this thing is flying good. It's just wonderful. Now the other thing I'm trying out today is the TASCAM recorder. I'm not recording this off of my computer. I'm recording it to put on the computer to dub over this picture. Now I don't have any sound and hooked up to this camera. For the most part, all you hear is you don't need that. If anything other than narration, we might put a little tiny music over it, but I know my narration is so captivating you wouldn't want any music anyhow. I'm getting 10 satellites really, really well. It's showing home. This is a 5,000 milliamp 3-cell battery. This is just 7 minutes of a 30-minute flight. So it's doing really, really well on this battery. And I can't wait to fly it again. Of course, out there right now, it's snow and ice and all kinds of muck and yuck. And that's why I'm making a video today. This was taken about 3 weeks ago. Now we're coming in over the road. Gonna get lined up on final. And of course, these people are impressed right now. They can finally see clearly the plane coming. And you just can't ask for a better picture book landing than this. It just worked out super great. Hey, the X5 with a transplant. Wonderful. Fabulous. Hornet and FY31AP. Get yourself one. It's a great plane, great combo. Learn to fly FPV. Uncle Deke out.